in your opinion, what is the purpose of life? What has your Buddhist practice taught you about what our purpose is? This is a very common question. And I've actually had the answer even before I was a Buddhist. To me, the purpose of life has always been that you make your own purpose. That's been, for me, it's always been that way. You make your own purpose. You can sit there all your life and wait for some magical purpose to come out of the sky. It might. I'm not going to say it absolutely won't. But you make your own purpose. And indeed, in Buddhism, in Buddhist practice, it's, you're not sitting there waiting for the Buddha to release you from greed, hatred, and delusion. You're doing it yourself. You're making your own practice. You are dedicating yourself to the goal of awakening, or at least the goal of, gradually cleansing your mind, living a better life. So, to me, it's always been that way. I've never been much a philosopher thinking for hours, what is the purpose of life? And it was one of the main reasons why I was so attracted to the Buddhist teachings of the Nikayas, of the Pali Canon, because it's not, out there and philosophical and all these, extra added things. It's the Buddha saying, this is suffering. I teach suffering and the end of suffering. And here's how to end it. Simple as that. So for me, it's to make your own purpose. And I guess I already went into a little bit about what my Buddhist practices taught me about our purpose. Let me think about that, if I want to add some more. I guess just to go into a little bit, I've always been like a searcher. My goal before I was a Buddhist was I wanted to know the truth. I wanted to see truth, and whatever that truth was. That's what led me to learning. I grew up Catholic, went to 12 years Catholic school, altar boy, the whole thing. But by the time I was a teenager, I knew that wasn't for me. And, I went to various, different temples, and I learned, I have a copy of the Quran, I have a copy of the Bible. I've learned all of these, ways of life, right? Searching for something, searching for the truth. And for me, there's no greater truth that I've found than the Four Noble Truths of the Buddha. As simple as that. If there's no truth that has so called to me and met with my own experience of life as the Four Noble Truths. So for me, really, once I found the Four Noble Truths and I became a Buddhist practitioner and a meditator, for serious. I was meditating a little bit before I was a Buddhist, but I was kind of lost. I didn't know where I was going and what I was doing. Once I once I found Buddhism, and once I found specifically, the Pali Canon and Theravada and all that, for me it was just, straight on from there. And, it led to me becoming a meditator, becoming a Buddhist disciple, and now I'm a monk. So for me, this is my Buddhist practice has opened me up to seeing that this is, for me, there's no greater purpose than following the Buddhist path in this life. There's nothing harder. There's no greater quest that somebody can do than to totally go against the stream of everything that has conditioned us in this life and in previous lives. So for me, it's attempting this practice, going against the stream, is the greatest purpose I know.